Hello and welcome to Friday Morning Chats. We're your hosts. I'm Pia Maffei, owner of Artisan's Palette and also owner of IamACleanEater.com. And I'm joined again with Charissa Bradley, also known as the Doctor of Food. And we are going to discuss today and we've touched on this before and like little issues here and there, but when we're traveling.
Yes.
So I just got back from, 3 days away from the store, in a room, in a hotel, and what do I bring to make sure, like as many questions as you ask, because when you go away, it's very difficult, okay? It's just so hard. This is the worst part of being a clean eater, and then trying to find items to bring with you and make sure that you're still, because we believe in clean eating 365. It's not like, I take 3 days off and I'll just eat whatever I want. No, that's not the idea.
No.
Now, Charissa's going away this weekend for a few days,
Mm-hmm.
so you're hitting us up at a good time when I just came back and she's on her way out.
Yes.
And so I want to talk a little bit today about the strategy of what I was thinking before I left and think about your strategy.
Absolutely.
So what I do is, can you pass me that no-brainer, please?
Oh, absolutely.
I know wherever I go, I can get a warm drink or hot drink. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I will drink coffee. But it's just I don't drink coffee every day. So I use and always make sure in my purse I have one of these fat packs. Okay, the company name is called No Brainer, and they make different flavors. And I know that if I can get something warm to drink, I can put this in, stir it, and drink it. It has MCT oil, it has ghee, and it has sunflower lecithin. This will keep me satisfied and actually full for at least 3 to 4 hours.
Absolutely.
So my strategy is always make sure to have one of these, because I know I can get something warm or hot and pour it in.
Absolutely.
And usually that's in the morning in case I can't find, because I know the answer is going to be no, the eggs aren't organic,
Nothing here is pasture raised. What does that mean again?
Right, yeah. We have a special relationship with Hormel. I got that one.
Oh,
and I was like,
Hormel.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
like, stop right there.
How'd you
I don't
earn
need
that
to-
special relationship?
I don't need to know anything more than that.
Yeah.
We're done. Just give me the coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I take out one of my trusted
Yes.
ones in here, and then I know, okay, this is good for me.
Yes.
Now, what's your strategy for morning?
Right. So my situation's a little bit different and maybe even a little bit better because when I travel, I bring my trailer. We have a camper
right.
trailer.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I bring all my food. I don't have to put up with anybody's anything. But I have to plan so much more in advance. So we're leaving tomorrow night. My trailer's parked in front of my house now.
Okay.
So now I start to load it up. After this, I'm going to buy all my meat, make sure I have everything packed up. I pre-cook a lot of things, and then I bring myself tons of things. I build my fortress, right? I do the crackers, and I do the granolas, and I do more snacks, which I don't typically snack at all. But when I'm camping, I want a snack. Or when I'm on vacation, I want a snack. So we're kind of lucky in the sense that we get to do that. Now, in 2 weeks from now, we're going to go away for the weekend and stay in a hotel. And in that case, I'll make sure that there's a fridge in the room, and I still do bring a lot of my own food. Yes. I will do the no-brainer fat packs. I always request a coffee pot in the room, even though I don't do coffee. I bring my own tea and my own fat packs, and then I just use it to get the hot water.
Yeah.
So I make sure I do that myself. Because the worst thing that could ever happen is that you're somewhere unprepared and there isn't something for you to eat.
Yes, exactly.
So I always try to have that kind of stuff in my purse. I always have a tea bag and a little pot of honey. Oh, you need some honey? Hold on, let me pull it out of my purse. Because you never know. And I want something very specific. I remember a couple years ago I was in Indiana and I wanted something like very specific, and I was pregnant.
Okay.
And they didn't have it, and I cried at the table because I was tired and I was hungry and I didn't want to freaking be in Indiana and it was hot and I was pregnant and I just wanted what I wanted, so I just cried at the table, and the waitress was asking my husband, like, is she okay? And like, obviously I'm not okay. I want some real food. It doesn't exist.
Right.
So the worst thing that can happen is to be unprepared.
Yes, so true. The second thing I always bring, so one of the nights when we were gone, we were going to a concert and the traffic was horrible here. And so trying to get from the store to the concert, we knew there wasn't going to be enough time to have dinner. So I had the pili nuts, and the pumpkin. Okay. Honestly, these two things, I'm so in love with these two products.
Oh yeah, they're always in my backpack.
Okay, these pili nuts are like a cross between cashew, macadamia, and pine nuts.
Totally.
Right?
I totally agree with all of that.
Yes. And I ate, so when somebody says, oh, but I can eat the whole bag, so my answer back is good. What's
Awesome.
wrong with that? There's
Nothing,
nothing
it's one
wrong with
serving
that.
size, totally
Just
cool.
totally do that. But in fact, I couldn't eat the whole bag. Okay, you think
It was
you
so
can,
filling.
and it was so filling. So not even half the bag I used that one night, and I was full. And I think that same time I was nibbling on these two. So I had nuts and seeds, and I know some people are thinking, oh, well, really? You can get full on nuts and seeds? Good for you. You know, I need real food. Well, this is real food, and in a pinch, I'm not saying for dinner you should have nuts and seeds, but I was in a situation where I had to be at a certain place at a certain time, and there was no way that I could stop and sit and have a meal with protein and vegetables. Just wasn't time. So I did this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's such a great idea in a pinch. Like in my car, always I have RX bars,
Yep.
Thunderbird bars, Pili nuts, or the pumpkin seeds. Always. Actually,
Yep.
right now in my car, I have the PCT Trail Mix from
Oh yeah,
from Sky Island, and that has been my saving grace because my life is just non-stop, always what you're talking about, where you have no time in between. So mine is the ideal life that would go like through a drive-through 5 times a day. Like
Right.
I have no other time to stop. I'm gonna eat in my car. This is the only thing I have time for. So I pack myself full of things that I can have in the car.
Yes.
The nuts, the seeds, the fat packs, the Thunderbird bars. If I run low, my husband repacks for me because he knows he doesn't want me coming home hungry because then nobody's having any fun.
That brings up a good point because you mentioned your husband. Pass me the and actually, can you pass me one of the Wild Zora, please? After the concert, thank you. After the concert, then my husband was hungry. He's like, yeah, well, what else do you have in your bag? Because now I want something.
He has
I got
Mary
this-
Poppins bag. There's like a ladder.
It's this big gigantic purse I carry, okay? It's very big, and I have all this stuff
Yeah.
in it. And so I always have these too, because I know he's going to want something like this. And
Party.
this was perfect for him. So he had the Zora bar, he had a meat stick, a Chomps bar, and I think we also had some of the Jill's crackers.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, he's a guy, okay?
Yeah.
He
Protein.
had what I had getting into the concert, and then he had this after the concert, so it was fine. Yeah, just answered. And so, anyway, this is some of the things that you can bring if you're in a pinch, and then some of the bars. And I know one of Sharissa's favorites, and actually my husband's favorite too, is the granola. So this one in here, I love it too, but I think I
have a
think
funny
you
story.
guys consume more of this
Oh
than
my
I
gosh.
do. Yeah.
I eat this. I love to hike, so I try to go out on hike once a week. So last week I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, went and did 5 miles out in the hills, and this is what I carry with me in my backpack because I can't eat breakfast at 5 o'clock in the morning. My stomach isn't ready
Right.
for that yet. I'm like a 7, 8 a.m. kind of breakfast person. But this I can handle, and it's got such good amount of protein in it that it keeps me going, but I'm also not starving my body. So yesterday I had to mop my floors.
Uh-huh.
I had to clean my floors. It was so filthy. I could not handle it even for one more second. I had this open on my counter. Every time I went to rinse my towels out, because I do the old school like hands and knees, wiping the floor. I can't do like the mop. Every time I went to rinse the towels, I had a cluster. It was like my little, like, this is my treat for mopping those darn floors today. And it got me through. And then after I was done, we had lunch. So I was able to mop my floors with my granola.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, the point is, be prepared. Plan for your trip.
Yeah.
There are answers. You know, yes, these are small little things, and for some people, it doesn't look like, oh, but that's not all the food I'm used to eating.
Totally.
You don't have to be eating a big, gigantic bowl of anything or plate of anything to feel sustained.
Totally. And if you are going to go to a restaurant eating now, you're staying at a hotel, you want to feel like someone else is preparing for you, just do your research ahead of time. Call in advance, ask the questions before you get there, read their menu, look up on the website. I have clients all the time that send me links to restaurants and say, is this okay?
Yeah.
And then if you want to do that, that's perfectly okay. We just got to check and prepare ahead. Don't end up in a situation where you're at a restaurant and they tell you they have a special relationship with Hormel.
Yeah.
Like, then
Which
you're
is
like,
what happened to me.
okay, so does your coffee have mold? Like, can I have
Right.
some hot water?
But then, see, so I looked on this site, and before I was there,
Sure.
and everything looked great. And we're going to have a different talking
Yeah.
show when we discuss this,
Yeah.
which is all about the different ways of deceptive marketing.
Oh,
And it's just until you actually get there and
Yeah.
start to ask the questions, then lo and behold, of course with me, within 30 seconds, there's the manager. And then 20 minutes into that discussion, I'm still waiting for food that I can actually order. So we got it worked out.
Yeah.
But in a pinch, I had all my stuff.
Yes, you weren't
So-
starving. You
No,
weren't
I
blood
wasn't
sugar
starving.
crash.
Right,
You
exactly.
You were okay to wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So let's hope you got some tips for yourself if you're traveling. This is our Friday morning chats with Pia and Charissa, and we will see you next Friday.
Thank you.